The human exploration ship Odyssey moved quietly through deep space. It was not a warship. It was not built to fight. It was built to explore, to map unknown areas, and to test new technology. Inside the ship, the crew worked calmly, as they always did. Captain Elias Moore stood on the bridge, looking at the stars on the main screen. The jump engine test was ready. This engine could travel farther than any human ship before. If it worked, humanity would reach new systems in days instead of years. Engine stable, said Lena Carter, the navigation officer. Coordinates locked, added the pilot, Ryan Holt. Everything looked normal. Begin test jump, Captain Moore said. The ship's lights dimmed slightly. A low hum filled the bridge. Space bent around the Odyssey as the engine powered up. For a moment, the stars stretched into thin lines. Then something went wrong. A sharp alarm cut through the comm. Error, Lena shouted. Coordinates shifting. This isn't our target zone. Captain Moore moved closer to her station. Can you stop the jump? I'm trying, she replied, fingers moving fast. The system isn't responding. The hum grew louder. The ship shook once, hard, and then silence. The stars snapped back into place. The jump was over. For a few seconds, no one spoke. Status report, Captain Moore said, Ryan, check his controls. We're intact. No damage. Lena stared at her screen, her face pale. Captain, we are nowhere near our planned location. How far off, he asked. She swallowed. Very far. These star patterns don't match any human map. The bridge grew quiet again. Then the sensors screamed. Multiple contacts. Ryan shouted. The main screen changed. The crew froze. Hundreds, no thousands, of massive ships surrounded the Odyssey. They were huge, dark, and sharp-edged. Energy glowed along their hulls. Weapons lined their sides like the teeth of predators. This can't be pirates, Lena whispered. No, Captain Moore said slowly. This is an organized fleet. A deep, powerful signal flooded the ship's communication systems. Unknown symbols flashed across the screen. Translation system is working, the comms officer said. I think, yes, I've got it. A voice echoed through the bridge. It was cold, confident. Unknown vessel. You have entered restricted Imperial space. Power down your systems and prepare for capture. The words hit hard. Lena looked at the captain. Imperial space? Captain Moore stayed calm. Open a channel. The comms officer hesitated. Sir, open it, he repeated. The screen shifted. A tall alien appeared. Its skin was dark blue, its eyes sharp and unblinking. Behind it stood armored guards and glowing banners. I am Commander Vale of the Galactic Empire, the alien said. You are trespassing in the heart of our domain. Captain Moore nodded slightly. Understood. This was an accident. We are explorers from Earth. We entered this space by mistake. Commander Vale paused. You expect us to believe that? The alien asked. Yes, Moore replied. We are lost. We request directions so we can leave. A strange silence followed. The alien commander's eyes narrowed. You are surrounded by the most powerful fleet in this sector. You show no fear, no distress. Vale turned to one of his officers. Scan them. Moments passed. The officer spoke in a low voice. Commander! Their systems are basic. No weapons charging. No battle formations. Crew heart rates are normal. Vale looked back at the human captain. You do not understand where you are, the commander said. This empire has crushed civilizations for less than this. Captain Moore kept his voice steady. Then we apologize. We mean no harm. The alien's expression shifted from anger to confusion. Power down your engines, Vale ordered. Any attempt to flee will be met with force. Moore nodded. Engines to idle, he said to his crew. Lena obeyed. The Odyssey drifted silently among the massive alien ships. Inside the human vessel, there was no screaming, no panic. The crew checked systems, shared quiet looks, and waited. Outside, the Galactic Empire watched in disbelief. These small beings had entered their core space by accident, and They were acting like it was a minor problem. Commander Vale stared at the drifting human ship. "Prepare a warning," he said. "A light strike. Enough to teach them fear." The alien fleet powered weapons. On the Odyssey, warning lights blinked. Ryan looked at the captain. "Incoming energy spike." Captain Moore remained calm. "Hold position." The alien weapons began to glow, and in the cold silence of space, the Galactic Empire prepared to show humans their power, unaware that fear was something humanity had long learned to live without. The alien weapons flared with cold light. On the bridge of the Odyssey, warning signals flashed across the screens, but no one shouted. No one panicked. The crew moved the way they always did, slow, trained, and focused. "Energy buildup confirmed," Ryan said. "It's not a kill shot, more like a warning." Captain Elias Moore nodded. "Good. Maintain position." Lena looked at him for a moment. "Sir, should we raise full shields?" "We already have standard shields active," Moore replied. "No sudden moves." Outside the ship, the Galactic Empire's fleet watched closely. Sensors locked onto the small human vessel. To them, it looked fragile, weak. One strike should be enough to break their spirit. Commander Vale stood tall on his command deck. "Fire." A single beam of bright energy shot forward and struck the Odyssey. Inside the ship, there was a dull thud. The floor vibrated slightly. A few lights flickered, then stabilized. "Impact absorbed," Ryan reported. "Shield integrity at 92%. Lena blinked. "That's it." Captain Moore allowed himself a small breath. "All systems." "Stable," came the replies. The crew returned to their stations as if nothing serious had happened. On the alien command ship, silence fell. "Report," Vale said. An officer stared at his console, confused. "Commander, the human ship is still functional. Shields barely affected." Vale's eyes narrowed. "Increase sensor scans. I want emotional readings." The officer hesitated. "Sir, that's the strange part." "What?" Vale demanded. "Their biosigns show no fear response, no panic chemicals, no elevated stress." Vale took a step forward. "Impossible." He activated the communication channel again. The human captain appeared on the screen, calm as before. "You were warned," Vale said. "You should be afraid." Captain Moore tilted his head slightly. "Was that the warning?" Vale's jaw tightened. "Yes," he said. Moore nodded once. "Understood." That was all. No anger, no threats, no surrender. Behind Vale, several officers exchanged uneasy looks. "They are mocking us," one muttered. "No," another said quietly. "They are not." Vale studied the human face carefully. "Explain yourselves," he ordered. "Why do you show no fear?" Moore answered honestly. "Because we face worse." The words hung in the air. Vale leaned closer to the screen. "Worse than the Galactic Empire?" Moore did not smile. "Worse than extinction." For the first time, the alien commander hesitated. "Our species survived a dying planet," Moore continued. "We survived global wars. We survived ourselves. Fear does not stop us. It only slows us down." The channel went silent. Vale ended the transmission. "These humans are dangerous," an officer said. "Not in strength, but in mindset." Vale looked at the drifting ship again. "They are small. Their technology is limited." "Yes," the officer replied, "but they are not weak." Vale straightened. "Prepare boarding teams. We will take their ship and learn what they are hiding." Outside, massive carrier vessels began to move. Boarding craft attached and headed toward the Odyssey. On the human bridge, Ryan watched the sensors. Multiple small craft approaching. "Looks like boarding units." Captain Moore exhaled slowly. "So they want to meet us." Lena gave a nervous laugh. "Should we stop them?" Moore shook his head. "No, let them come." The crew looked at him. "We didn't come here to fight," he said, "but we won't act afraid either." The Odyssey powered down external weapons completely. Airlocks remained sealed. Internal security systems activated quietly in the background. On the alien ships, warriors prepared for combat. heavy armor, energy blades, shock weapons. They expected screaming prey. They expected resistance. The first boarding craft latched onto the human ship. Metal groaned as the airlock began to cut open. Inside the Odyssey, human crew members stood ready, not with rage, not with fear, but with calm eyes and steady hands. Captain Moore watched the airlock indicator turn red. "Remember," he said, voice low and steady. "No sudden moves." The lock began to open. On both sides of the door, two civilizations prepared to meet. One believed power created fear. The other had learned to live without it. The airlock door slowly opened. A hiss of cold air filled the corridor as thick alien smoke rolled inside the human ship. Heavy footsteps followed. Tall, armored figures stepped through the opening, weapons raised, eyes sharp and ready. They expected chaos. They expected screams. They found silence. The corridor was clean and well lit. The walls were smooth. No warning sirens. No running crew. Just a few humans standing calmly at a safe distance. One alien warrior stopped. "Where's the resistance?" he asked. Another scanned the hallway. No heat spikes. No hidden troops. The lead officer raised a clawed hand. "Advance." They moved forward carefully. On the bridge, Captain Elias Moore watched the security feed. He could see the aliens entering, moving slowly, clearly confused. "They're inside," Ryan said quietly. Moore nodded. "Let them walk." Lena frowned. "Sir, they're armed." "So are we," Moore replied calmly. "Just not the way they expect." The alien boarding team reached a wide junction. A human engineer stood there, holding a small tablet. He looked up at them. "Hi," the engineer said. The aliens froze. The translator kicked in. "Human." The alien officer said. "Drop the device." "Neo." The engineer blinked. "This? It's just diagnostics." The officer stepped closer, weapon aimed at the human's chest. "You show no fear." "Why?" The engineer shrugged. "You haven't done anything scary yet." That answer spread unease through the alien team. They moved on, pushing deeper into the ship. Everywhere they went, they saw the same thing. Calm humans, quiet voices, steady eyes. No one begged. No one ran. On the alien command ship, Commander Vale watched the live feed. "They should be braking," he said. An officer beside him spoke carefully. "Commander!" "They are not reacting as expected." Vale's fingers tightened. "Increase pressure." He opened a channel to the boarding team. "Demonstrate authority. Now." The alien officer inside the Odyssey received the order. He turned to a nearby human crew member. "You will comply," the officer said, and fired his weapon, not at the human, but at the wall. The blast burned a black mark into the metal. The sound echoed loudly. The human flinched just slightly. Then he looked at the wall. "You're going to have to report that damage." The alien officer stared. "That weapon," the human continued, calm voice, "was that supposed to scare me?" The officer felt something strange twist in his chest. On the bridge, warning lights flashed again. "Energy surge outside," Ryan said. "They're powering another warning shot." Captain Moore looked at the screen. "Let it hit." Lena turned sharply. "Sir, it won't break us," Moore said. "And they need to see that." Outside, a second beam fired, stronger this time. It struck the Odyssey's shields. The ship shook harder than before. Panels rattled. A few crew members grabbed rails. Then it stopped. "Shields at 85%, Ryan reported. "Still holding." On the alien command ship, shock spread across the room. "That should have crippled them," an officer said. Vale's eyes narrowed. "Scan deeper. What are they hiding?" Inside the Odyssey, the boarding team paused. They had felt the impact through the hull. One alien whispered, "That was a cruiser-level strike." "And they survived," another replied. The alien officer activated his comm unit. "Commander," their ship endured the attack. Vale's voice came back cold. "How did they react?" There was a pause. "They barely did," the officer said. The alien team began to feel something unfamiliar. Doubt. They reached the bridge doors. Two humans stood guard. No armor. No heavy weapons. Captain Moore stepped forward as the doors opened. "Welcome aboard," he said calmly. The alien officer raised his weapon. "You are under Imperial control." Moore nodded. "If that helps you feel better." The officer growled. "You mock us." "No," Moore replied. "We're just honest." He gestured around the bridge. "You fired twice. You boarded us. You threatened us. If you plan to kill us, do it. If not, then talk." Silence filled the room. The alien officer lowered his weapon just a little. "You should be afraid," he said again, weaker now. Moore looked him straight in the eyes. "Fear is not new to us." Behind Moore, the crew stood steady. The alien officer slowly realized the truth. These humans were not brave because they were strong. They were calm because they had survived worse things in this empire. The officer activated his calm. "Commander, I recommend caution." Vale did not answer right away. On the Odyssey, sensors picked up something new. Lena spoke softly. "Sir, more ships are moving. Bigger ones." Moore looked at the screen. "They're not done testing us," he said. Outside, the Galactic Empire prepared its next move. Inside, humanity waited, unimpressed. The larger alien ships moved into position around the Odyssey. Their shadows covered the small human vessel, blocking the distant stars. Power readings climbed across the alien fleet. Inside the human ship, the boarding team stood on the bridge, uncertain now. Their weapons were still raised, but their confidence was cracking. Commander Vale watched from his command deck. "Bring me information," he ordered. "If they feel no fear, then find a reason." On the Odyssey, the alien officer looked at Captain Elias Moore. "Your ship is simple," he said. "No heavy armor. No great weapons. Yet you stand calm." Moore replied softly, "Simple does not mean weak." The alien officer gestured to his soldiers. "Search the ship." They moved through the halls again, this time slower. They entered crew quarters, labs, and storage rooms. Everywhere they went, humans watched them without anger. In the medical bay, an alien soldier stopped. "What is this place?" he asked. "A medical room," a human doctor answered. "For healing." The alien scanned the equipment. "You heal your injured during battle?" "Yes," the doctor said. "We don't leave them behind." That answer made the soldier pause. In the training room, another alien found old marks on the walls. "Burn marks. Cracks. What happened here?" he asked. "Training accidents," a human replied, "and practice for worse cases." The alien ran scans. "These marks are from weapons stronger than ours." The human shrugged. "Earth is not a safe world." The aliens began to talk among themselves in low voices. On the bridge, Vale received reports. "They survived a harsh planet," an officer said. "High gravity. Natural disasters. Internal wars." Vale's eyes narrowed. "They fought their own kind?" "Yes," the officer replied. "For a long time." That disturbed him more than any weapon. Inside the Odyssey, one alien officer stopped near a window and looked at a small blue image on a screen. "What is that?" he asked. "Earth," Lena said. "Our home." The alien studied it. "It looks peaceful." Lena smiled sadly. "It was not." The officer turned to Moore. "Your people should fear extinction. Many species do." Moore nodded. "We did. Many times." The alien officer slowly lowered his weapon fully. On the alien command ship, Vale felt something shift. These humans were not hiding power. They were shaped by suffering. "This is not a scouting race," Vale said quietly. "This is a survivor race." He opened a direct channel to the Odyssey. "Human Captain," Vale said, "you will come before the Emperor." Moore raised an eyebrow. "Is that a request?" "It is an order," Vale replied. Moore considered it for a moment. "Very well." The alien officer stiffened. "You accept?" "Yes," Moore said. "Talking is better than fighting." Vale cut the channel. Inside the Odyssey, Lena whispered, "Sir, that sounds dangerous." Moore nodded. "It is." Outside, a massive golden ship moved forward. Symbols of power glowed along its hull. "The Emperor's vessel," Ryan said. The alien boarding officer stepped closer to Moore. "You will be escorted." Moore looked at his crew. "Maintain position. Keep systems ready." The alien officer hesitated. "You trust us?" Moore replied calmly. "I trust you don't want a war." That answer stayed with the alien as they prepared to leave. As Moore walked toward the shuttle bay, alien soldiers on both sides watched him carefully. He did not rush. He did not bow. On the command ship, Vale observed the human captain. "No chains." Vale ordered. "If he wanted to fight, we would already be dead." For the first time in centuries, the Galactic Empire felt uncertain, because these humans did not act like subjects. They acted like equals. And somewhere far beyond the fleet, other alien powers were watching, learning that a new species had entered the galaxy without fear. The shuttle carrying Captain Elias Moore moved slowly toward the golden ship. It was massive, larger than anything the humans had ever built. Its surface shone like a living star, covered in symbols of power and control. Moore stood calmly inside the shuttle, hands behind his back. Two alien guards watched him closely, ready for anything. He gave them no reason to act. Inside the Emperor's ship, hull stretched wide and tall. The air felt heavy, filled with silent authority. Every step echoed. Moore was led into a vast chamber. At the center sat the Galactic Emperor. The Emperor was enormous, his body covered in dark armor fused with glowing energy. His eyes burned with ancient intelligence. Around him stood nobles, generals, and advisors from many species. "You are human," the Emperor said. His voice was deep and powerful. "Yes," Moore replied simply. "You enter my empire without permission," the Emperor continued. "You face my fleet without fear." Moore met the Emperor's gaze. "We were lost. Fear would not help us find our way." A low murmur spread through the chamber. The Emperor leaned forward. "Do you know how many civilizations have fallen at my command?" Moore nodded once. "I believe you. And yet," the Emperor said, "you stand here calm." Moore spoke carefully. "We have stood before extinction. More than once." The Emperor raised a clawed hand. "Explain." Moore took a breath. "Humans evolved on a dangerous world. Storms, earthquakes, disease, war. We fought nature. We fought each other. We learned that panic kills faster than weapons." The room was silent. "One wrong move," Moore continued, "and our species would have ended. So we learned control." The Emperor studied him. "You do not threaten me." "No," Moore said. "We do not seek to rule." "Then why explore?" the Emperor asked. "To understand," Moore replied, "and to survive." An advisor stepped forward. "Emperor, their technology is modest, but their psychology is unusual." The Emperor nodded slowly. "Yes." He turned back to Moore. "You are not conquerors, but you are not prey." Moore did not deny it. "Tell me," the Emperor said, "if I destroy your ship, what will your people do?" Moore answered without hesitation. "They will learn, they will prepare, and they will return stronger." That answer sent a ripple of discomfort through the court. The Emperor leaned back. "You speak of inevitability." "Of survival," Moore said. The Emperor rose from his throne. His full height towered over Moore. "Then hear this," the Emperor said. "The galaxy is not kind to the fearless." Moore looked up calmly. "Neither is Earth." Silence followed. The Emperor laughed, slow and deep. "You may return to your ship," he said. "For now." Moore inclined his head slightly. "Thank you." As the guards escorted Moore away, the Emperor turned to his council. "These humans are not a threat today," he said. "But one day—" He did not finish the sentence. Far away, unknown eyes watched the meeting, and the galaxy began to understand something new. Humans did not fear empires. They simply treated them like another problem to survive. Emperor's presence without a scratch, without panic, without compromise. "Is it over?" Lena asked softly. "For now," Moore replied. "But the galaxy is not done watching." News of the humans spread quickly, faster than any human technology could have achieved. Alien messengers, ships, and communication relays carried the story across star systems. Humans survived the core of the Galactic Empire. One alien official whispered to another. They faced the Emperor directly, and they were calm. Elsewhere, other empires listened. Some were curious, some were cautious, and some were already planning. On a distant observatory, a species known for conquering star systems recorded the Odyssey's actions. "Prepare fleets," their commander said. "A new factor has entered the galaxy." Back on the Odyssey, humans prepared for the jump home. The ship hummed quietly as systems were checked and recalibrated. The crew worked efficiently, their expressions calm, almost casual. Ryan, the pilot, tapped the navigation console. Coordinates set. Engines ready. Moore nodded. "Good. Let's make our exit clean. No surprises." But the galaxy was full of surprises. Reports indicated multiple fleets moving silently toward Earth sector. None of them had officially declared war, but all had watched humans closely and decided to act. Some out of fear, some out of curiosity, and some out of ambition. Lena glanced at Moore. "Sir, they're coming for us. Or for Earth." Moore leaned back, calm. "Then they'll see why humans are dangerous, even when we don't seek conflict." Outside, the alien fleet that had escorted them began to disperse, leaving the Odyssey alone among the stars. The massive warships of the Galactic Empire watched from a distance, unsure how to act next. For the first time, other species began to question their assumptions. Humans were small, their technology basic, their numbers limited, but their composure, their survival instinct, and their courage in the face of ultimate power were something new in the galaxy. The humans checked every system one last time. Shields, engines, communication, all stable. "Ready for jump," Ryan said. Moore nodded. "Let's go home." As the Odyssey powered up its jump engine, a silent fleet moved toward Earth sector, unaware that their actions had already been predicted. Humans did not fight to conquer. Humans did not rage and panic. Humans survived. And the galaxy began to realize that survival without fear was more dangerous than fleets, weapons, or even empires. The Odyssey leapt into faster-than-light travel, leaving a trail of shimmering light behind. In distant fleets, alien commanders murmured with concern. "They treat everything like a small problem." One said. "Yes," another agreed. "And small problems sometimes destroy entire civilizations." The Odyssey emerged from the jump into familiar space. Stars looked the same, planets glimmered faintly, and Earth's system lay ahead, peaceful yet fragile. Captain Elias Moore looked at the crew. "Home is near, but the galaxy is watching, and some may not wait for us to be ready." Lena studied the sensor readings. "Sir, multiple fleets approaching Earth sector, not all from the Empire." Moore nodded calmly. "Then we'll show them exactly what humans do when threatened." The humans prepared for arrival. Shields were up. Weapon systems were online, but not aggressive. The crew moved with purpose, confident and composed. Their calm was not arrogance. It was experience. In distant command centers, alien fleets debated their next move. "They survived our strongest fleet," one officer said. "They faced the Emperor himself, and they barely reacted." "Do they know we are coming?" another asked. "They know," the first replied, "and they are waiting." The humans' jump had left a signal across space, a message of resilience and warning. To any who dared challenge them, humans were not easy prey. But humans did not seek power. They only survived. The fleets closed in. From orbit, massive ships could be seen approaching Earth. Humans on the Odyssey watched quietly, running final checks. "Contact Earth Command," Moore said. "Prepare defenses and prepare diplomacy. But remember, our strength is calm, not chaos." As they approached, the hostile fleets deployed, but the humans were ready. The Odyssey maneuvered effortlessly, anticipating movements. Small but calculated defenses intercepted the first wave of attacks, disabling ships without unnecessary destruction. The aliens were shocked. "How can one ship do this?" they whispered. "And still remain unafraid?" Moore addressed his crew. "This is what we do. We survive, and we protect what matters. Fear is optional. Strategy is required. The fleets hesitated. They realized Earth's humans were not reckless, not conquerors, but survivors. And survivors who did not panic were far more dangerous than aggressors who rushed blindly. A peaceful Earth rotated below, unaware of the crisis. Humans in orbit maintained perfect control, neutralizing threats without provoking war. In distant star systems, commanders sent messages back. Do not underestimate them. They treat empires like small problems. Moore watched the fleets retreat, calmly, without celebration. Let them learn. Let them watch. Fear is theirs, not ours. On Earth, news began to spread slowly. Humanity had faced a galaxy, and it had survived. Legends of the fearless humans would ripple through civilizations for years to come. The Galactic Empire rewrote its laws. Other species reconsidered their strategies. And humans? They returned to their normal lives. Explorers, builders, survivors. For them, the galaxy was a challenge. But fear was optional. Survival was mandatory. Captain Moore looked at his crew one last time. We made it home, and now the galaxy knows. Humans are not weak. They simply do not panic. The Odyssey drifted into orbit, calm as ever, a small ship carrying a species whose courage and resilience had changed the course of the galaxy. And somewhere far beyond the stars, other powers watched and understood that humanity had entered the galaxy not as conquerors, but as a force no empire could ignore.